All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom, Lahab Aquarium. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, come with an indoor camp, you know what I'm saying? Uh snowed in edition, you know what I'm saying? Like Elder Yashawamba had said, you know what I'm saying, a couple hours ago. But you know what I'm saying, before I get started with this lesson, all right, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word. All right, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in. There's many true to the faith of many faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes and scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. All right, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Baruch Thumb. All right, so um, we're dealing with a lot of turmoil, you know what I'm saying, tumultuous times that the prophets have been warning about. You know what I'm saying? And it's gotten to the point where nobody can really ignore what's happening. All right. If you are ignoring it, then there's a couple things there, you know what I'm saying? Either you're just that delusional, or you're you're in a position where you can't you where you're in a position where you're not able to speak the truth on these matters. You know what I'm saying? Going into these different camp leaders. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in that time, all right, where how can you ignore this? All right, how can you not speak on these things? You know what I'm saying? That's clearly in front of everybody's faces, right? When prophecy does a swift kick to your jaw, you know what I'm saying? And this you can't ignore that. You can't ignore that. All right. We're seeing these maggers going against each other, man. I mean, it's gotten so bad that their women, you know what I'm saying, their women are starting to say no. Their women are starting to say to hell with these so-called men, you know what I'm saying? Um, and they're looking to divorce their husbands over this matter because, you know, here it is, you're supposed to be this gun-toting patriot, you know what I'm saying, talking about the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, all right, where literally the only thing you know about the Constitution nowadays is the Second Amendment, and they're taking that shit away from you. You know what I'm saying? All right, the First Amendment don't matter, Fourth Amendment don't matter. They're able to blast y'all away. You know what I'm saying? And and illegally enter into your houses. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's in a blue state doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean shit. All right. But according to these maggers, you know what I'm saying, in their minds, a blue state isn't America, you know? And this is the divide that we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? And there's no healing this place. All right. There's no fixing what is what has been set in motion. There's no fixing it. And the prophets are here to speak this word. The prophets are here to go into the downfall of this kingdom, man, as the scriptures say. All right. Real quick, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. It reads, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." Okay? War. All right, wartime is here, man. You know what I'm saying? All these countries are looking at America sideways. And, you know, the more this guy Trump opens his mouth, all right, the further the further his allies, America's allies, start distancing themselves. You know what I'm saying? To the point now where uh, 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 it's to the point now where Canada is now a part of is now having partnerships with with Beijing, with China. You see what I'm saying? That's not a good sign. You know what I'm saying? Not for these devils. Not for these devils, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know, war, evils. We just saw this situation that went down in Minnesota, and there's a lot going on in just 1 month. It's a lot going on in just 1 month. You know what I'm saying? So now it's another body that's on their hands, and and again, all right, it's another so-called Edomite, excuse me, so-called white person, so-called Caucasian, which is an Edomite, man. Okay, so it's touching them now. It's touching them. Okay, that whole so-called white privilege that they've been playing with all these times doesn't work anymore. You know, so evils, man, pestilence is coming. You know what I'm saying? Pestilence. Um, uh, 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 I haven't seen anything on this as much lately, but they said there's a strain that's coming, or there's a strain that's on its way. Actually, what was it? I just went to this that article. I believe it was yesterday, where James Cameron is leaving the country. He's going to New Zealand, talking about he can't stay in here, man, because when that new pandemic comes, it's gonna be complete confusion, all right, and disarray in America. So the writing's on the wall, pretty much, right? The writing's on the wall. So let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Let's stay in Jeremiah chapter 51. Go there. All right, Jeremiah 51 and verse 6. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her recompense." Right? Verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, all right, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. All right. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. So forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies, man. All right. So we're in a point where it's irreversible right now, and it's only been 1 year. It's only been 1 year since this Joker, all right, got back in the office. Only been 1 year, and these people are talking about, man, you know, uh, are we even going to make it to another election? All right. Wow. Meanwhile, majority of the people are starting to realize there is no point in these elections. As a matter of fact, I got a I got an article right here in Citizens Watch report. All right, and this headline reads: 4% of Democratic voters want to 4% of Democratic voters want to increase military spending, while 70% of House Democrats just voted to increase military spending. We have no democracy or democratic representation in America. You see what I'm saying? Uh, these people are starting to realize this thing, man. They're starting to figure it out that there is no democracy. There is no uh like like that one what was that clip from? I forget what it was, but the guy said, you know, there is no America, there is no democracy. Okay, there's only corporations, man. America is a business, and that's what this is, and they're seeing it right before their eyes, man. All right, right before their eyes, they're looking at all these technocrats coming in. You know what I'm saying? Building a whole system. All right, a whole system revolving around around data. Okay, taking your data. You know what I'm saying? Digital surveillance. They just purchased TikTok. Okay, and when they purchase TikTok, you know you get a notification talking about we can seize your uh, 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 your location. We're able to know about your race. You know what I'm saying? Your ethnicity. Um we're able to see your sexual preference. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, whatever it is. You know. And so this kind of surveillance, this kind of government oversight, you know what I'm saying, it's happening right in front of the face of these so-called patriots. You know what I'm saying? Who care so much, who say they care so much about the Constitution. This is the hypocrisy, okay, that these men's wives are seeing. You know, let's go here. Uh, Salaki. I know that's in Job. So this is Job. Let's go to mm, got where it's at. Let me come grab this real quick. So it was Job chapter 27. Yep. Job chapter 27. And let's hit verse 13. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If the children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. It reads, verse 15, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. You know, we're already seeing the change or the shift, you know what I'm saying, amongst Esau Edom, where his women are no longer having his side, you know what I'm saying? His women are no longer, you know, having their back anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's indicating the shift amongst these Edomites, man. Right? So let's see. All right, so let's go to Isaiah chapter 32. Isaiah 32 and verse 5, it says, the vile persons shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy. All right. And to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. You know, and all this proud talk, you know what I'm saying, this prideful speech coming from these Edomites, man, in this time. When you look at these characters over in Davos, all right, um, it was just one major shit show. One major shit show. If it wasn't this America, you know what I'm saying, cussing out these other countries are cussing out America on stage, on stage. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your boy Yuval Noah Harari, you know what I'm saying, going up there saying that AI is going to be your God. AI is going to be the authority over these scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is where we at, man. Okay, this is where we at, and pride comes before the fall, man. So these devils are at the peak of their pride. These devils are going to be puffed up, okay, at the highest that they've ever been because they have access to this artificial intelligence, okay, and they've equated it to godlike status, godlike abilities. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's go back. Let's go back to this article. It says it's damn. I'm just looking at charts. I'm just looking at charts, man. These charts is crazy. So pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much everything got less budgeting except for the military spending. You know what I'm saying? All right, there has not been a significant increase in funding for agriculture, for commerce, for education, for energy, all right, for healthy human services, for homeland security. All right, that got a buff. You know what I'm saying? All right, that got a buff. Uh, HUD, you got HUD, you got the Interior Department, Justice Department. You know what I'm saying? Labor, state, transportation, treasury. All right, Veterans Affairs, Veterans Affairs. You know what I'm saying? To that's just terrible, man. EPA, NASA, GSA. None of these none of these different industries or shall I say institutions within America's structure has gotten any significant funding. However, when you look at the Pentagon, when you look at the Pentagon, all right, they've received so much money. The Pentagon has never passed an audit. The Pentagon has never passed an audit. That says a lot. All right. That says a lot, man. So 4% of Democratic voters want to increase military spending. That's 4%. Only 4%. Meanwhile, 70% of all the House Democrats just voted to increase military spending. You see what I'm saying? How about that? And then on the opposite side, okay, on the opposite side, what did your boy Trump, all right, what did he campaign as? He campaigned to be the president of peace. He said he's going to stop the endless wars. He's going to bring an end to all these wars and and meddling in other countries' affairs abroad. You know what I'm saying? He promised this. Okay, all right. But now these MAGAs have to watch as he reneges on everything that he said he was going to do for you. You know, so if you got any sense, man, you better get out of that whole left right paradigm because the prophets have told you that there is no there is no there is no left and no right. You know what I'm saying? It's the same playbook, right? It's the same playbook using or utilizing the Hegelian dialectic. I just went into that. Okay. What's this? Damn. Amazon. All right. This is from Citizens Watch report. It says Amazon fires 30,000 people. 30,000 people. All right, and blames artificial intelligence. The system is eating itself. You know, and when you look at the way things is moving, man. All right, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. When the scriptures tell you that there will be no more work, all right, what's this? This is what's going on, man. The prophet's been warned you, right? Let's get that. Let's get that in Isaiah chapter 19. All right, Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 15. It reads, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do." You know what I'm saying? And this only spells out disaster for the economy at large. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just going to affect America. All right. When this thing finally crashes, because gold is at 5,000 now. All right, gold is at 5,000. Silver is at 100. You know what I'm saying? I think last I checked was like $103. You know what I'm saying? So $103 for silver, $5,000 for an ounce of gold. You see, it's going to be a terrible outcome for the economy, and the prophets done told you this, man. There's going to be a great crashing in the hills. You know, a great cry in the fish gate. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. It reads, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." Okay? While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. All right. But we in the time now where, you know, the gates, the doors of mercy is closing, man. Doors of mercy is closing. You know, when you look at how these things is moving right now. Okay. You got troops in the streets. Now now Americans is leaking out on the street, man. You know, and now people are starting to piece the things together, man. It had nothing to do with immigration. All right, nothing to do with immigration, man. All this has to do, all right, with the control, all right, of the masses, man. You know what I'm saying? By taking away your freedoms, your liberties, you know what I'm saying, your sovereignty. Okay, and they're gonna do this thing, man. All right, they're gonna do this thing, but at a certain point, they're gonna lose control of the over the chaos. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna start to lose control at a certain point, man. So, continuing verse 3, it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble." All right, these economists, when you listen to Gerald Salente, Peter Schiff, you know what I'm saying, Robert Kiyosaki, all these jokers who focus solely on the economy, okay, and they're saying that there is no future, man. There's no fixing this major problem, right? Let's see, and the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. You know what I'm saying? When you think about 30,000 people, 30,000 people, that's not a small number, man. That's significant. You know what I'm saying? But what do we see in the the year ahead? All right, uh, pretty much showcased in the Economist magazine. You know what I'm saying? The Economist magazine showed robots. It showed artificial intelligence taking over these jobs, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is all a part of the playbook, man. Right? And the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up. All right, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at entertainment, you know what I'm saying, as a whole, um, people are just losing, they're just losing themselves in every way because they're looking for at least something that can take their mind off things. All right. Be it music, be it Hollywood, you know what I'm saying, movies, or even video games, man. Everything is completely fucked. Everything's completely fucked, man. You know? And so there is no escapism anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's what the music industry was. That's what the Hollywood industry was. You know what I'm saying? Um, the gaming industry. When you look at people trying to go on cruises, all right, jokers ain't they can't afford going on a they can't afford to go on a vacation anymore. You know, so what's the point, right? So people stop looking forward to taking trips, to taking cruises, going to amusement parks, you know, because at a point in time, you know what I'm saying, back in the past, a couple years back, you know what I'm saying, or even going even further back to like 25 years ago, you know what I'm saying, people were just able to enjoy what they was doing in the moment, you know. But right now, people are literally trying to find a way to escape and they're not finding it. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 24. All right, Isaiah 24 and verse 4. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. All right. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Jumping down to verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. All right. So this is the end of all that all that fun, you know, playing and celebrating, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because we're in the time of the transition, all right? And the transition is always going to be bumpy. The transition is always going to be chaotic, man. All right. But this is going to be one transition that will always be remembered in history. You know what I'm saying? It will always be remembered throughout history. This is what is going to be written in the books. Let's go to Matthew. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. No, nor ever shall be." All right, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. That's how bad it's going to be, man. That's how bad it's going to be. We can clearly see that these days are going by super fast, super fast. All right, we're in the first month, and the month is already pretty much gone. It's already gone, man. All right, so the days are moving fast. Okay, and it's all to the sake of the elect, man. Right? It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right. If we don't get out of here soon, okay, all the shit that Yuval Noah Harari was talking about, that's going to come to pass, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. Right now, they're doing what? They're removing all the evidence. All right, and the history concerning what they've done. All right, to the children of Israel, man. They're trying hard to suppress that. They're trying hard to you know to hide their tracks, man. Okay, and so if they're trying to do that by taking down all these plaques and different things that was already put in place, you know what I'm saying, as a memorial, how much more? All right, how much? Because they already gotten rid of they've gotten rid of the so-called uh, minority veterans. They're taking them out of the records. You know what I'm saying? I had a grandfather who um a grandfather who served in the Navy. Okay, so they're just removing all these jokers out of the records just like that. Okay, so if they'll do that with plaques, if they'll do that with military records. Who's to say that they're not coming after the books next? You see what I'm saying? Next they're gonna come after the books. Then they're gonna come after um the Bible. And that means they're gonna come after the prophets, man. Right? They're gonna come after the prophets. You know what I'm saying? And that's all right. That's all right. Because it's time, man. It's time for these devils to finally make their move. It's been a long time, and they've been playing chicken for a good while, man. You know what I'm saying? Just inching a little further, inching a little further. Should we go through with this thing now? Should we back off a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Um, when you look at their plans concerning the MOTB, all right, real talk, this should have been out back in 2009, man. This thing should have been out back in 2009, all right, and even earlier. But that was when the prophets, all right, beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders, you know what I'm saying, start to take to YouTube, okay, and putting it online, and then it just swept throughout the unicorn, man, right? So they constantly, when they look at the prophets, because don't get it twisted, man, they constantly watch the prophets, man. All right. They constantly watch the prophets, our apostles, our bishops, our elders, the brothers, you know what I'm saying? The whole brotherhood from every camp, they watching. All right. They're watching very attentively. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, I speculate that these jokers are in there, in their councils asking themselves, how did they call this out? How did they call that out right before we did it? You know what I'm saying? We was just about to do it. How did they call it out? You know what I'm saying? It's almost as if they was right in the room with us while we was talking, you know? Got them looking at their own comrades sideways. You know what I'm saying? And these devils, they don't even trust each other. They don't even trust each other, man. You know? So yeah, man. Going to natural news. All right, naturalnews.com. This article says Israeli torture camps exposed as a living hell in damning report. All right, a living hell. And when you look at what's going on over there, you know what I'm saying? It's coming over here. It's coming over here. When you when you when you put two and two together, that that these ICE agents are being trained by the IDF. You know what I'm saying? Is it really far fetched to is it really far fetched to believe that they would open fire on U.S. citizens? All right, just for the fuck of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not far fetched, man. It's happening. It's happening now. You got IDF in these squads. You know what I'm saying? And this thing's about to boil over, man. All right. And they've been taking all these warehouses, you know what I'm saying? All right, grabbing all these warehouses, grabbing all these different, different buildings, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be building all kinds of detention centers, detention center here, detention center there, detention center over there, you know what I'm saying? All right. And these maggers, they cheered it on. They cheered it on when uh when your boy Trump had built Alligator Alcatraz. They cheered it on, you know. But what happens when you're sent to these very same facilities, man? All right, all the jokers, all the Jakes, all these Israelites that was placed over there. Okay, there's no records of them being there no more. All right, there's a whole bunch of wickedness that's happening right now, and the Lord is seeing all of it. And these devils are going to pay for every ounce of blood that is spilled, every drop. They're going to pay for every drop that is spilled of Israelite blood, man. You see what I'm saying? From you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? And all these jakes out there that want to join them, you know what I'm saying? In this whole crusade, the Lord's got your number. The Lord's got your number. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's got your number, man. When he imbues his elect, you know what I'm saying, his elect men with those powers, all right, you 2/3 is on the chopping block. You 2/3 is gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get it. You're gonna be given the heathen's destruction. You're gonna be given the heathen's judgment. Right? It says the Small Hats leading human rights organization uh, has documented a systematic torture uh, uh, essay and inhumane treatment. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch what you say, of course. But this organization has documented systematic torture, essay violence, and inhumane treatment of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli detention facilities in a damning new report. The report, titled "Living Hell," published on Thursday, January 22nd, is based on testimonies from 21 released detainees. It reveals brutal tactics, including forced stripping, genital mutilation. Oh my goodness, man. These devils gotta go, bro. These devils gotta go, man. Gen- Genital mutilation, dog attacks, and anal penetration with objects. These jokers are sodomites, man. These jokers are sick. These are sick, man. These are sick. This is why the Lord said he's gonna have a war with Amalek from generation to generation. All right. What is that? I think that's in the book of Numbers. Uh, Salakia, this isn't it. Let me just read this one real quick. This is Numbers chapter 24 and verse 20. It says, "And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever." All right. Let me look this precept up real quick. And Salakia for the noise outside. You know what I'm saying? People are plowing snow. You know what I'm saying? It took me a little while, man. The snow was up to the kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? So so it took a while to shovel all that. You know what I'm saying? But this is Exodus chapter 17, verse verse 16. It says, "For he said, because the Lord hath sworn, all right, that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation." Okay, so this, this animosity that the Lord has towards you, this indignation that the Lord has towards you, is not it's it's not unwarranted, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a righteous hatred. It's a righteous disdain towards you devils, man, because you do too goddamn much. All right, like all of Edom is a stain on the planet. All of Edom. But how much more you Amalekites? You Amalekites take that wickedness and you magnify it, you multiply it. You see what I'm saying? All right, to the upteenth power, man. And it says while Amalekite authorities withhold the bodies of at least 84 deceased prisoners. Damn, damn. While these authorities withhold the bodies of at least 84 deceased prisoners, many bearing signs of organ theft and mutilation. Despite its gravity, the findings have been largely ignored by Western media, of course. All right, raising urgent questions about international complicity in Israel's escalating in Amalek's escalating human rights violations. All right, the testimonies paint a harrowing picture of life inside these small hat prisons, while detainees, where detainees, many held without charge, endure starvation, electric shocks, and psychological torment. Muhammad Abu Tawale, a 35-year-old from Gaza, described being burned with cigarettes and hydrochloric acid, leaving him blind in one eye. Goodness gracious, man! This is just boy. We gonna do some shit. We gonna do some shit to these Edomites, man. When we get our hands on them, all right, we are going to do some wild stuff to them, man. And it's all going to be lawful. It's all going to be lawful. They are going to know fear. They're going to know punishment. They're going to know it. You see what I'm saying? They're going to know it. And we're gonna give them to these very people that they're oppressing. You know what I'm saying? And these jokers are gonna put their foot up your ass, Edom. They're gonna put their foot up your ass. It says another prisoner recounted surviving on a single cucumber and rotten bread per day while enduring relentless beatings. For 6 days, I was given only a bottle cap of water a day. Only a bottle cap? Wow. Sean, I'm trying to think of something that I can. You know, what? A bottle cap is about the size. Bottle cap is about the size of an inch and a half. It's about the size of an inch and a half. So about an inch and a half of water that you're allowed to survive on per day. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. And that's why the Lord said all the things that you've done is going to be done to you double. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you've cruelly oppressed these people, man. You know what I'm saying? What is that? Let's go to, I think it's Habakkuk. Let's see. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 7. It reads, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to them, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. You see? All right. These devils they don't hate blood. They love it. All right. They love the torment. They love the chaos, man. They love the pain that they can inflict on others, man. All right. But that's gonna be given back to you. That's gonna be given back to you. Double, double. You see what I'm saying? Double, man. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse Salaki. Wrong chapter. Revelation chapter 18. So this is Revelation chapter 18, verse 5. It says, For her sins, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. You see what I'm saying? This is why they fight so vehemently. This is why they fight so desperately against the children of Israel coming back to power, man. Okay, because they know that if the Lord comes back, when the Lord comes back here, okay, they're gonna have to pay for the pain that they've caused. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be equalized. It's going to be given right back to them, but double. You see what I'm saying? They get to know exactly what it feels like times two. You see what I'm saying? Times two. Cutting off genitalias, you know what I'm saying? Mutilating genitalia, sodomizing people, you know what I'm saying? Which we ain't gonna be doing all that. We ain't gonna be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? But there will be punishments. There will be punishments. All right. Worse than these things. And they're gonna be lawful. You know why? Because when you take somebody to the edge of his life, you know what I'm saying, he can see he can see death, he can see the end. You see what I'm saying? But what if your oppressor has the ability to bring you right back? What if your oppressor has the ability to bring you back from that piece of death, from that piece of sleep, and have you continually go through it? All right, over and over and over. You see? This is going to make them understand. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to sell them to the very people that they're taking, that they're hurting. You see what I'm saying? That they're causing pain and harm and inflicting torment, right? Let me prove that. Go to Joel. All right, this is Joel chapter 3. Let's see. All right, this is Joel chapter 3. I want to start at let me start at verse 4. All right, it says, yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them up out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. I will sell, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. You see what I'm saying? You're going to know what it's like to be separated from your families. You're going to know what it's like to be, you know, beaten and done in like that. You see what I'm saying? You're going to know. You're going to know. You see? And it's going to be 1,000 years of this. It's going to be 1,000 years of this. 1,000 years. And then you're finally taken out of this place, man, for good. All right. He's going to remove son, nephew, father. He's going to remove all the seed line. All right. And it's going to be a complete wipeout of you devils, man, because you have done too fucking much. You see what I'm saying? You have done too much. And all of this has to come back upon you. This is was it Numbers? Let's see, Numbers chapter 35. All right, Numbers chapter 35 and verse 33, it reads, So ye shall so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. You see what I'm saying? You devils claim to be about, all right, to be about the Bible. You claim to be about the Bible, all right, but in practice, you do everything outside of what is spoken. You do everything outside of what is commanded. You see what I'm saying? And the world is waking up to the fact that you are not the Lord's children. All right. The world is waking up to this fact. The world is now asking particular questions about these so-called black and brown people. The world is starting to ask these questions because they're seeing the prophets, man. They're seeing the teachers, all right, who are able to go into secular history, go into these scriptures, go into the history, go into all the prophecies, all right, break down these chronicles, and let it be known that this book is talking about the children of Israel from start to finish, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, man. Okay, you connect that with the history, you connect that with the treks, all right, from the east to the west. You connect that with all these different things, the artifacts, everything that they're trying to cover up. You see what I'm saying? But it's too late now. It's too late now to cover up. It's too late now, like Elder Apostle Ramla went into. All right, that beautiful lesson. It's too late now to cover up your tracks. It's here. Everyone knows it's here. Everyone knows who you are. Everyone knows who you're not. You see what I'm saying? Everybody knows who you're not, man. Right? And you have polluted the land, and that's all throughout the world, man. You polluted the entire planet, man. You polluted the earth, you polluted the water, you polluted the air. You see what I'm saying? You weaponized the weather, all types of things, man. You've destroyed relationships. You see what I'm saying? Now you talking about your artificial intelligence is going to be the solution. Hey, man, the Lord's about to do away with y'all for real, for good, man. Because y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much, man. This is from naturalnews.com. It says the $39 trillion shadow. US debt accelerates as another shutdown looms. We. And that's another point, man. That's another thing. The US government is about to shut down again. It's about to shut down again. So expect to see this thing ramp all the way up, man. You know, these citizens are already on edge with the amount of unconstitutional behavior that's coming from this administration, and you ain't hearing a peep from none of the congressmen, none of the senators. All right, everybody is starting to recognize that this is not a democracy. You know what I'm saying? All right. This is another article from Citizen Watch Report. It says the odds of a government shutdown by January the 31st just surged from 9% to 80% in the past 12 hours. So essentially, all right, so essentially a government shutdown is imminent. You know what I'm saying? It's imminent. What happens when that happens? You know, get ready to see some shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to see some shit. All right, the mirth of the land is gone. There's no fixing this place, man. It says currently a 77% chance on Polymarket. This morning it was 9%. Looks like something has been set in motion in Minneapolis today. If SNAP benefits are not paid again, in addition to many stores already being cleaned out by Winter Storm Fern, this can also be very bad for grocery store supply chains. All right. And before this storm hit, you know what I'm saying? I went to the store, and it was just pallets and pallets and pallets of water everywhere. People was grabbing water and shit. You know, people was I just went to grab a couple things, you know what I'm saying? Because I already had some essentials. I just needed a few more. And you know, this gonna be chaotic, man. It's gonna be chaotic. We're gonna need the Lord. We're gonna need the Lord's protection. We're gonna need his guidance. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna need the spirit, because these jokers is about to wild out, man. Let me end this off. Let's go to the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15. All right, because there's no more ignoring this thing anymore. For you false prophets, all right, you jokers out of IUIC, ICPK, all right, BOW, WFI, HOI, so on and so forth. All you jokers out here who are not sounding the alarm, the blood is going to be on your hands. The blood is going to be on your hands, man. You don't want that. All right, but it is what it is. Someone has to play that role of being the false prophet. So this is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 15. It says, "Woe to the sword, excuse me, woe for the sword and their destruction." let me get verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And it's coming, man. All right, it's coming. So that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? We're about to see a lot of things going on real soon, man. This is from End Time Headlines. It says Christy Noam, this bitch. Christy Noam says Minneapolis suspect committed domestic terrorism, accuses Waltz and Frey of inciting violence. This is what's going to cause, all right, this sedition among men. This is what's going to cause it. All right. Geopolitically, you know what I'm saying? This is from RT News. Is peace in Gaza possible without Russia? All right. Russia pretty much said we're not going to be a part of the so-called peace deal. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be a part of this border peace if these Palestinians don't get all the rights that they're supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? So, and we already know that's not going to happen. So of course Russia's not going to be a part of it. All right. They said if you want $1 billion, hey man, use it from the funds that you already froze from us. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, this it's about to ramp up. About to ramp up. Another article that says, "Here's why America first hurts America most." Why MAGA isolationism undermines the very foundations of U.S. power. Dude, these MAGAs are about to find out. They're about to find out real soon, man. All right, so that's it. That's it. I just wanted to jump into that, man. All right, this has been an indoor camp session. Okay, this has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.